welcome back to Redline Racing League here for the Monday League at Monaco. It is I, Frizy, 92 in the commentary box. Solo comms tonight as Roscoe isn't available tonight due to other commitments. So it's just me tonight. Looking forward to a crash fest here at this track of Monaco, where overtaking is pretty much not great, and I'm going to keep an eye on the chat for as much as I can tonight. So if I miss something, you know why. But hopefully there's no other secret update that's going to come straight out. So we get all this back up once again. The setting, Brian has a 58-point gap over DRC Jared, and Death Bro is the further 10 points behind Jared. So 68 points separating the top three. So both Jared and Death Bro need to come out of the block swinging at this track here. Qualifying is actually key. I think Reptile might be joining in during qualifying as his update's nearly finished. Not sure about Poms. There's the AlphaTauri of Edge will be the first one to come out once again. So, yeah, actually, I forgot to do constructors. So let me just bring that up. I think Racing Point has a big margin. So let's actually have a look. So Racing Point are in first on 144. Then Mercedes in second on 109. Ferrari are third on 70. Renault are fourth on 54. Williams are fifth on 52. Red Bull are sixth on 39. McLaren are eighth on 25. AlphaTauri are seventh on 19. Haas are ninth. Oh my god, Matt, what have you done with the goddamn standings? Oh. So Alpha are 10th on 11, Haas are 9th on 16, AlphaTauri are 8th on 19, McLaren are 7th on 25. Oh my god, Matt, you need to do the bloody standings properly. As Edge is on his first flying lap, probably doing that lean none lap up first as we finally get some cars out there, the actual scenes this time, and no one's just in the pit lane. So we're starting board with Edge, yellow flags already at the final part. Don't want to read too much, so we're going to focus on this race as there's a McLaren of Mitchie. Mitchie has retired, and that's probably not going to be the first time you'll see a retirement come out. Oh my god, Mitchie, what have you done? What have you done? As Edge comes through the swimming pool section, hits the wall and loses a bit of his front wing. So fantastic stuff there from the AlphaTauri driver. Will he come into the lane or will he set a lap time? He's going to set a lap time. We got a Red Bull of Extil doing a fast lap. Edge does a 14.0. He went even quicker than the first session. Dill goes to the top of 11.7 and nearly slams into the wall. Death Bro does a 109.5, absolute scenes, the first man into the 109s. We've got a Renault of Benny. Let's see what the Renault driver can do. He goes P2 with 11.6. We got a Williams of B Dubstep. He goes P4 with a 12.5. Savory Mince Pie has invalidated his lap time. And we got Matt, who's also invalidated his lap time. So Savory did a 10.4, that would have put him P2. Oh my god, Savory. Well, we're on board with Savory, and if he doesn't use that in his video, well then rights will be insured. Insured. Yes, not insured. As Bazooka is on a flying lap, let's ride on board with Bazooka. 82 needs to get some points. Same with Edge, really. Well, Edge needs more points than Bazooka because Bazooka's carrying that AlphaTauri team. Edge has got some. Will have a great opportunity to score some points here tonight if he doesn't bottle it. But we know that will happen. As Broken Reptile has joined. Hopefully he can get to that Renault car. Oh, Bazooka locks up massively, and there's a Red Bull of Savory probably letting cars go by. We go back on board with Bazooka, then we go back on board with DRC Jared. Oh my god, Bazooka, what are you doing? Ping-ponging against the walls is not the way to go, fellas. Bazooka went purple, middle sector, but we don't know if that's still a glitch or not. Deathbred has done a second lap, does not improve. Bazooka goes into the 1 minute, 1:11.3, goes up to P2. The ERC Jared's into the lane as he has validated. New Zealand Ryan up at the hairpin, goes purple, first sector, which is probably correct. But we shall see what he does towards the end of this lap. But 6 other people watching us, so welcome one and all. As Broken Reptile is in his Renault, we'll stay on board with New Zealand Ryan. So we have confirmed 13 so far. Let's hopefully Palm Nick can get onto the grid. Ryan goes purple, middle sector. He comes Ryan through Raskas towards the final corner. Oh, bit of a back end loss, but here comes New Zealand Ryan. New Zealand Ryan goes up to P2 with a 109.8. 3/10 behind Death Bro, who's currently on provisional pole with 11 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Matt and Calvo are out. So Matt will be the first one to set a lap time out of the drivers coming out right now. Ten people are watching, or technically 9 because I'm one of the 10, so double digits, lads. We've made it big time. Welcome one and all. Absolute seeds are going to be had here. Oh my god, Matt hits the wall. And he's still got some front wings somehow. He's still going. Coming through the low hairpin section, goes purple first sector, but that's probably a glitch still happening on this game. And New Zealand Ryan is coming into the pit lane, as you would expect. Reptile still into the pit lane. He's got a big track to himself if he wants to come out now with his yellow flag between the Red Bull drivers. But we'll stay on board with Is That Matt? 039. Oh my god, man. Coming through the swimming pool section. Nicely done. Coming through Raskas. Probably is where you're going to see most of the moves. Might be done through that corner, but he comes back onto the pit straight, opens up DRS, and Matt does a 111.4, goes up into P number 4. And we've got Carver Oz, who's collided into the wall. And will probably be doing, or finishing off his lap. We'll go on board with, who can we go on board with? I think Benny? Both Red Bull drivers are near each other, so that's what you want to see. So we'll stay on board with Benny. Let's see what Benny can do. Can he improve on his 11.620? There's only 2 places you want to be here at Monaco. You either want to be on the front row. As X-Steel has now retired from the session, so X-Steel will not improved his 11.7, so let's see where he'll go. As I was saying, you either want to be at the front of the grid or at the back of the grid. As Benny moves up into P3 with a 10.5, about a second behind Deathbro, but he improves to a 9.3. So Deathbro actually flying. Jared goes to the top with a 9.0, so we got a new pulse, a provisional pulse sitter at the moment. Broken Reptile, he's just probably letting cars go through. I'll be doing a lean none lap just to get a feel of this car and track after the new update. So Jared does a 109.048, goes 3/10 clear of on Deathbro. So this is going to be handy for both Jared and Deathbro. They can start ahead of New Zealand Ryan. Ryan has a big championship advantage, but don't know how he'll go around here using the pad. We got a Ferrari. I think it's Deathbro coming in. Benny's coming in. I think Brazuca's on an out lap. Deathbro! Wow, a 108.9. I thought Deathbro was coming in. Jeez, so the first man into the 108s already. Absolute scenes here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Matt. No, we have B Dubstep. He's invalidated. He did a 12.4. Wouldn't have made him improve anyway. Would have stayed P8. So the three drivers are out are Xdill 419X, Mitchie 950, and Savory Mince Pie, the one with the greatest gamer tags of all time, in that Red Bull, who has not set a lap time. Neither is Mitchie, so, you know, fresh tyres perhaps. I think that might be Calbo coming out. We got a F-Atari. No, that's Brazuca Edge. He goes up into P8 with a 12.3. Matt doing a lap now. And I think Brazuca might be coming in. Yeah, Brazuca's got no wing at all. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left of this qualifying session, so you've still got enough time to do another lap around this track. B Dubstep, I think he's coming in. Yes, he is. New Zealand Ryan has invalidated his lap time, so you would expect him to come into the pit lane again and put on a fresh set of soft compound tyres. Matt, okay, that was interesting. I think Matt's probably going to come in anyway. Let's just stay on board with him if he does come in. Yeah, Matt's coming in. I think Edge will be coming in. So Calbo will be doing... Oh my god, Calbo. You know what? For all the Calbo fans out there, let's ride on board with him a lap around Monaco. No, we won't. Let's go on board with DRC Jared instead. Here comes DRC Jared. He goes to the top with a 108.7, 2/10 clear of I'm Death Bro, and that was a lap around Monaco. Reptile doing a lap time, so the Reptile fans will be going wild if he can put in a lap time. And he's going slowly, so it's going to be a slow lap. So we've got 3.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. Let us know who's your man for pole position here tonight. Oh, Calbo has retired. Oh my God, Calbo. Oh dear. Spencer coming in, amazing turn one from Calbo. Yeah, that's how you take turn one, lads. So, yeah, 3 minutes left. Let us know who's your man for pole position. Jared's currently up there with a 108.7. Death Bro's a couple of tenths behind, and New Zealand Ryan is about 7 tenths behind Jared for that coveted pole position, as Reptile is the only man out there. Let's see what this man will do. So he's going to stay out and do a quality lap, hopefully a fast lap. And here goes Broken Reptile coming towards Enderbot. Up and towards turn one. Oh, it's not a great turn one from Broken Reptile, but gets under the power very quickly. Coming towards Casino. Very, very tentative at the moment. 18.9 first sector. Coming through the Lowe's hairpin. Does Broken Reptile. Coming toward the tunnel section. Probably my favourite part of the track. Personal opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. But here comes Reptile out from the tunnel towards this hairpin. Very tricky hairpin to get the braking right. Could easily lock up and slide on. Oh, Reptile's into the fence. Will he complete this lap? I think he will. Come through swimming pool. He's lost a lot of downforce. And if Reptile doesn't put in a lap time, nah, he's coming in too. He's got no wing at all. And so Benny will be the first one to cross the line and the first one to set a lap time towards the end. 1:10 is left. Let us know who's your predictions for pole position here tonight. Jared's currently at the top with a 108.756. Death Bros in P2 with a 108.940. Reptiles at the session. Oh no. Hopefully someone can get him back in. His Edge is retired from the session. He's probably did it in the pit lane. Oh, Benny. Too wide. An 18.7 looked like it was plus on his lap time, so not great from the Renault driver at the moment. We'll just stay on board with Benny. Let's see what he does towards the final part of the track. Oh, what a camera shot. This is a good camera shot. If we can get that throughout the race, I'll be very, very happy. We've got Death Bro right behind him. Oh, Benny's hit the wall. He won't be improving me. Comes on Death Bro. He's up on his time. Benny's hit the fence. Coming through Raskas. Oh my God, Benny. Oh, has that put off Death Bro? No, it hasn't. He gets pole. He's on provisional pole. Where is Jared? Where is Ryan? So Jared's coming towards the tunnel section. So Dubstep's in 8th. Benny's in 4th. The next driver to cross the line is a Brazuca, but he's invalidated. So he won't be improving. So the next one will be Is That Man's 039. Can he move up the grid order from his P6 currently? No, he can't. He's had a spin. Where is Jared? Jared's right there, and Jared's invalidated. Where's Ryan? What can Ryan do? Oh, it's happening so fast. New Zealand Ryan coming towards the final corner. Opens up. DRS. No, he won't. So, I'm Death Bro has got pole for the Monaco Grand Prix as Matt's been disqualified. Absolute scenes. So, Death Bro gets pole with a 108.525. DRC Jones in P2 with a 108.756. What a lap from I'm a Death Bro. Wow. Here is your grid order with Death Bro, as I said, gets pole position followed by DRC, Jared and New Zealand Ryan. So this is good for Death Bro and Jared, qualifying ahead of New Zealand Ryan because they're both behind Ryan by a fair distance. Benny is in P4, a very respectable P4. Bazooka's in 5th, Dill is in 6th, Dubstep's in 7th, Edge is in 8th, the Drunk Driver Award, Mitchy's in 9th, Savory 10th, Reptile, Carbo and Matt completes your grid with Matt being disqualified because, yeah, he bottled the swimming pool section. Wow, what a qualifying session. Oh, got to invite Broken Reptile. And it's raining, lads. Let me just get Reptile in. Alright, I've invited Broken Reptile, so hopefully he can get into his car. I don't think it will happen. So, as we wait for the drivers to do their race strategies, let us know in the chat who's your man for race winner and surprise podium here tonight. As we got 13 people watching here tonight. Welcome one and all. Chuck us a follow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as this race will be premiered tomorrow night at 6 PM as Reptile has joined in. Hopefully he can get into his grid order very, very quickly. As the formation lap is underway. We want that one because ERS, so no, we want tyre. So everyone's on Inter, so it's not very, very wet at the moment. No smoking sign, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who's your man for race winner and surprise podium here tonight. Death Bro has a very, very good chance to close in on New Zealand Ryan in the championship. He's 68 points behind New Zealand Ryan, so close enough to 3 race wins is Death Bro behind Ryan with DRC Jared in P2 in the championship too, so don't forget about him. He's 58 points behind, so he's over 2 race wins behind predicted pit stop strategy. So I can't wait to see the timing glitches come race start. As oh my god, there's Death Bro and Matt's just parked coming towards the tunnel section now. What are these two doing? Probably doing a Penske. Well, there's Reptile's car, so if he can get in, be absolute scenes. As Death Bro coming towards Vasquez and Matt, and yep, there we go. Matt's been disqualified. Let's see what Dill does. Oof. So Dill's getting the hurry up on now. He's coming through the swimming pool section as everybody's coming to the grid sequence. Reptile will be the one on the podium. So we got some Reptile fans and bets on Death bottling against his RBR. Well, let's see what happens here, ladies and gentle people. We'll stay on board with New Zealand Ryan because this is a better camera angle. So as we get ready for 5 red lights here for the Monaco Grand Prix. No lights yet. Still no lights. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Jared gets off to a flying start. Oh my god. Okay. So timing glitches are happening already. So Deathbro holds on to P1. Jared stays on the P2. Ryan goes up into P2 now. Water move around the outside. Oh, Ryan's hit the wall. Does he have any weak damage? I don't think he has. Mitch is down in P11. Reptile's up in the P10 already. Matt is not first, ladies and gentlemen. Deathbro. Spit squirming coming towards the hairpin. Ryan's up in the P2. Yellow flag sector 2. I think it's just a hairpin. No, it's Reptile. He's got some wing damage, so the man's prediction for a Reptile podium has gone up in flames at the moment. But Deathbro has a 1.3 second gap over New Zealand Ryan. What a start from the Ferrari man. Ryan's up in the P2. Jared's in the P3. Benny's still in P4. Yellow flag sector 2. It's, oh my god, there's a Dill's run so far away there through the hairpin. Reptile still in P13, so we'll go back on board with New Zealand Ryan. Actually, now we'll go on board with DRC Jared. Dill got a 3-second time penalty already, and we're not even completed lap 1. So I think these timings might be a little bit off. As Dill is falling down by the wayside, he's down in P8. Dubstep's already in. Deathbro completes lap 1 into the rain. So there we go. So Ryan's under a second of on Deathbro, but no DRS in the wet. Let's see what happens come towards the end of the race. Yellow flag sector 3. I think it's Savory. Yes, it is Savory. I think Savory's got some front wing. Yes, he does. Oh, the Savory 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Turn 1. RBHR Edge is up in the P6, battling his teammate. So Edge is on for some points here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Calvo Oz in P7, lads. The other Ferrari driver is on 2 points for the season to this point. And if he can finish in P7, what a result for the great man. As New Zealand Ryan still behind Deathbro, as with rain and being Monaco, as Joe gets the 3-second time penalty. It's very, very hard to overtake here at this track. Not sure about the pit strategy, whether it's going to be a one stop on another set of inters or a one stop onto dries. As New Zealand Ryan gets a 3-second time penalty. Matt has overtaken Calbo. So Calbo's still in P8, but he's got a gap to Savory, who's got a damaged front wing. Deathbro completes lap 3. Jared sets the fastest lap, 1:23.5. That's that 3-second time penalty. So the corner cutting penalties are coming in thick and fast. So the top 3 separated by 1.7 seconds. Mitchie, 3-second time penalty. He's currently in P12. Savory is into the pit lane. He's got a 5-second stop go. And Dubstep moves up into P number 9 as Dill overtakes his own teammate. Same with Mitchie, and can Reptile catch up to Savory? I think he might not make it in time. So Broker Reptile still in P13, so no problems for the win at 87 here. He could not make it in. So it's very, very unfortunate that Codemasters decided to drop a, what do you call it, an update right as we were about to start. Savory and Reptile coming out side by side here, but Savory stays ahead. We'll go back on board with, we're still on DRC Jared at the moment. We've got a big battle on for P1, 2 and 3. Benny's got a 3-second time penalty. Both Ryan and Jared does have a 3-second time penalty each. Not sure if Jared, Deathbro's got one at the moment. So this is not what Jared wanted. He needs to finish ahead of New Zealand Ryan to close that points gap. As Edge is already into the lane. Shock horror. Matt's up in the P6. Calbo back up in the P7. Let's get some hype up for Calbo. The man in P7. Absolute scene. Benny's 10 seconds behind Jared, and he's got a 5-second gap to Brazuca. So Benny in a world of his own at the moment. Don't forget, Jared and Ryan do have penalties each. As Sabre Ribbons play gets a penalty, as Ryan is letting Jared through. Ryan's got some wing damage. Oh dear, so that's why Ryan let Jared through. So Ryan will be into some traffic. I would say, leader. It's about. I think he might come out in front of Calbo. It's about 20-odd second, 22-second pit stop window. But no, Ryan stays out, so that's interesting. Interesting indeed. Death Bro sets the fastest lap of the race so far as we're on lap 5 of 39. Haven't had a safety car yet, so it's a record at the moment as still. What are you doing? 10-second penalty to X-Steel for quarter cutting the chicane. Matt slowly but surely catching up to Brazuca 82 here. Matt and that's it. Need to find some big points here. As I've said in my introduction video at the start of the season, I said Williams were the third best team. They're not acting like the third best team at the moment, considering who's on the grid. And Matt slowly but surely catching up to Brazuca. Death Pro has a 3-second time penalty. Savory's back into the lane. So Reptile is up in the P12. Needs to overtake 9 more cars for that podium spot. We go back on board with Matt. He's right there. It's going to be very, very hard for Matt to overtake him. Death Pro, Jared trading fastest laps around this track. Oh, that wheel spin, Jared. That's not what you want to hear. Yellow flag sector 2. Dubstep is out. Big crash. There he's Dubstep. He's up the escape road. There he is. No safety car or VSC. As Dubstep's left the session already. So that promote Reptile up to P12 as still another 3-second time penalty. Carver Oz into the lane for a wing change. Absolute scenes. Matt and Brazuca still right on each other's gearboxes at the moment. Well, Matt is on Brazuca's anyway. Can Calbo come out ahead of Mitchie? Or will he let Mitchie through? I think he's let Mitchie through. Yes, he has. But Calbo's still in the points, ladies and gentlemen. Matt falling a bit behind Brazuca now. 1.1 seconds is the gap. We go back on board with DRC Jared. What can he do with on Death Row? Pit strategy will be key around this track. Touches the wall a little bit. No front wing damage at the moment. Ryan's pulling away from Benny at the moment. I think Benny's just in non-overtaken lean revs at the moment. 17.4 seconds is the gap between New Zealand Ryan and Benny. But yeah, Ryan with front wing damage. This is probably the time Benny should strike while the iron is hot. But he's in the world on his own at the moment. So yeah. Don't know what those blue flags are for. Cowboys 3-second time penalty. Sorry, I just had to take a quick drink of water. Matt catches back up to Brazuca. It seems like Matt has higher wings. Yellow flags. Not sure what that was the cause of. As Edge and Dill are Yeah, Edge and Dill going side by side here. Savoury Mince Pie has crashed. Will that trigger a safety car? It's a virtual. So let's see what does Benny do? So Savoury is out, so one of the Red Bulls is out, one of the Williams is out. What does Benny do? He stays out as per, as you probably would think. But Jared catching up to Death Bro with the VSC glitch. Unless he has like a massive amount of delta behind him. Still gets a 3-second time penalty as we go. Green flag racing once again. What can DRC Jared do against Death Bro? Probably looking at Ruscas, probably onto the pit straight. If he, oh, that wheel spin from Jared as Dill is into the pit lane once again. This is going to get very interesting come the pit stop phases. Who's going to blink first? Probably a pit stop window, probably around what we're saying about lap 18, 19-ish potentially. Depends on how people good on their tyres. Still coming out in P10. Reptile's one place off points, but here comes Jared. The battle for the lead is on here, folks. The off-back sector. Oh, Zex still is now retired. He's out of the session. Will that trigger a safety car? No, it's another VSC. Reptile. No, missed it, but Reptile's in the points, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute sieves has been had. We go back on board with DRC Jared, so everyone's guaranteed points right now. Both Red Bulls are out, and the AlphaTauris are going to outscore the Red Bulls once again. And we go green flag racing once again. Jared's still hounding Death Pro. Probably waiting for Death Pro to make a big mistake. As Calvo Oz is into the pit lane, and unfortunately for the Ferrari man, he will be lapped unless he got wing damage. Yes, he does. Here comes DRC Jared onto the pit straight. You can't get good traction. Death Pro holds on for another lap, so the race will come down to who will be boxing probably first, and if they can make the undercut work. As we're on lap 10 of 39, so pit stop probably another 8 or 9 laps away anyway, so we'll have time for this battle to rage on. New Zealand Ryan 4.7 seconds behind DRC Jared at the moment with that broken wing damage. Fair play to New Zealand Ryan driving around with a broken wing, but he's actually pulling away from Benny. 25 seconds is the gap, so Ryan does have a pit stop gap to Benny F1 if he wants to come in and change his wing. Oh, Jared can't get the traction by the looks of it, and Death Bro pulling away a little by little. Edges into the lane once again. Shock. This is going to be so close between these two, ladies and gentlemen, as Edge is now being lapped. No surprises there, ladies and gentlemen. Gets a bit squirmy on the back end. So look at Death Bro, he's on, they're both on pretty much the same amount of ERS. Probably using it onto the pit straight. It still's entered the chat and says Nice Monaco. Not in those words, but yeah, you get the idea. Jared's still right behind on Deathbro 02. So it's a Ferrari versus Mercedes battle at the moment. Matt's caught up to Benny by a lot, really. Benny going really, really slow around. He's on, the yellow fuel light is on, so he needs to save some fuel. Richie 3-second time penalty. I do believe Deathbro, Jared and Ryan have 1 penalty each. Ryan 5.1 seconds behind, falling a bit behind these two. But obviously with that damaged wing, just sticking it out until the first round of probably the one and only pit stop window. You don't want to lose too much time around this track. Reptile catching it back up to Cowboy Oz here, ladies and gentlemen. 4 seconds is the gap. So the battle for P9 will be on. And that might equal Cowboy Oz's best result of the season with 2 points. I think she's got 2 10th place finishes, I can't remember. Scratch set, Reptiles into the lane. Probably front wing change. Matt and Benny going at each other for 4th and 5th at the moment. As Brazuka's into the lane, he's got a gap to Mitchie, so he'll be on a fresh set of inters, probably a front wing change, and he'll be off to catch back up to Matt if he can. But Jared had a look there, but couldn't get the move done. Ran out of straights there. And they're catching up to Mitchie. As Mitchie's let them through. Your flag, yeah, it's just Mitchie let them through. Jared, another 3-second time penalty. This track is the worst for blue flag cars to let other drivers through. And Jared's still frustratingly behind Deathbro's. New Zealand Ryan's into the pit lane. He's had enough of that damaged wing and will get it removed very, very shortly. Matt hounding Benny at the moment. Can't make a move yet. Yoffe, and Edge is out. Edge is out, ladies and gentlemen. Will that trigger a safety car? It's a 3rd VSC. No full-blown safety car yet. Oh my god. That was so close to that horrendous 5-second penalty that someone touches you very, very slightly. You'll get it. As Benny will take advantage of this and come into the pit lane. Cowboy Eyes in P8, lads. Will double his points tally in one race if he can finish in P8. And Reptile will get P9. As Benny comes out in P5 and Edge will still not have a point next to his name. So this is the closest battle on track at the moment, because obviously I was just having a look at the chat, so I'm not talking much. As Jared's 1.1 second behind Deathbro. Did he get some damage after that hit? I didn't see any wing come off. Give us a better view. No, it looks like he's still got some wing. He's still got his front wing intact. As Mitchie's into the lane. Cowboy Oz could get to P7. No, he can't, as Mitchie's coming out into the pit lane on fresh inters. So 1.2 is the gap between Deathbro and DRC Jared. So I think Jared's probably backing off. Let his cars cool down. It was nice dirty air. So who's going to be the first one to blink? Will it be Deathbro? Will it be Jared? Let's stay on board with on Deathbro. Jared does have 2 3-second time penalties, while Deathbro only has 1. So they're both... Jared's in! Okay, so this is interesting. Yellow flags, I think it's just Calbo letting Mitchie... Mitchie let Calbo through, that's it. I can talk. So Jared's in. Where's New Zealand Ryan? He's coming towards Raskas, so it's a VSC's. Mitchie's out. Calbo's up into P7. Reptile is going to be moving up into P8. So this is going to wreck. I'm Deathbro. Jared's on fresh inters. That VSC's come out at the worst possible time for him. No one, is Matt going to come in? No. Is Mitchie's left the session? Yes, he has. I think Mitchie might have had some front wing damage. Alright, well, let's... As now we got the whole field that is spread out. As we go green flag racing, who shall we give some screen time to? You know what? Let's give some screen time to the man in P7. As there's no really close battles, unfortunately. X-Steel's left the session. Carver Oz, the man in P7. Absolute scenes are had here, ladies and gentlemen. And Deathbro is finally in. Yeah, Deathbro is in. Fresh inters. No wing change, but will it be all too late for DRC for I'm Deathbro? Will Jared overtake him? He's coming towards the final corner right now. Where's Deathbro? There's Jared's on the pit straight. There's Deathbro. Jared, I think Jared's got him. Jared's made the undercut work, and Jared's into the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Absolute scenes. So the undercut has worked for DRC Jared. Bending 3-second time penalty, but do not forget Jared has another 3-second time penalty against his name, while Deathbro only has 1. So this is going to be interesting here now, ladies and gentlemen. Will the race decide as Matt is into the lane finally, or here's one pit stop, or will it be a wet race towards the end? Benny back up to P4. Where's Bazooka? He's at Raskas. And I think Matt's coming out now. There is Bazooka. There is Matt. He's coming out right now. There's Bazooka. Oh my god, this is going to be so close. Matt's and Bazooka is up in the P5. Bazooka has made the... Oh my god, they're side by side. And Matt's come out, actually. So fair play to Matt. Maybe just come out ahead of Bazooka. Deathbro 1.6 seconds behind Jared now. Probably had a little bit of a mistake, perhaps, as Jared says the fastest lap of the race with 1:22.325. So Jared has made the undercut work. I'm on Deathbro. Ryan, a 1:22.259 fastest lap of the race. In P3 currently, all on his own. Probably cheering that he hasn't got anybody near him. And Matt and Bazooka are fighting out for P5 and 6. So lap 17 of 39, not even halfway through yet. We've still got, what's that? 20, like nearly 20 laps left. Gee. As Reptile back up into P8, so unfortunately Reptile will not be getting a podium. He's been lapped by 5th and 6th. So the only car that hasn't lapped Broken Reptile is Calbo Oz, who's in P7 and 40 seconds ahead of him. So fair play to the Ferrari driver. Let's have a look at the chat. What's going on? And the chat is going off at the VSCs currently. We'll stay on board Carbo. Let's get some Carbo Oz hype in the chat. Currently in P7, he's on 2 points in the standings, ahead of Edge, but that's not hard to do. And yeah, so Carbo Oz will be ecstatic with a P7 finish around Monaco. If he can get game one a couple more places, that would be fantastic. But he's 48 seconds behind Berserker at the moment, so he needs a safety car pretty badly. Deathbro and DRC Jared 1.5 seconds separating each other, so Deathbro is still keeping him within that 3-second barrier. He's got about another 1.4 seconds to play with. The other day, sector 2. It's New Zealand Ryan. Ryan has had a spin. Ryan has kept his front wing intact, which is very, very fortunate. He doesn't want to come in again. I don't know what happened to New Zealand Ryan. Look, probably just gone to the curb or hit the wall. Jared fuzzed up with a 122.256. 20 laps, or 21 laps to go, I should say, as we're on lap 19 of 39. As the pit window is now open, but I think everybody's done their pit stops anyway. Probably seen another pit stop towards the end of the race, potentially. This is the closest battle on track, but not much is happening between Jared and Deathbray. They're just stagnated at the moment. I doubt we'll have another pit stop unless the rain stops. So we shall see. A safety car could spice things up too. And Codemasters do like to throw out a random safety car on most tracks. Let's get some screens on to Is That Mando 39, currently in P5, 15.5 seconds behind Benny F1. Trying to give as much screen time to everybody, not just not just the usual suspects, but trying to give as much screen time to everybody as I can. People going off that there won't be any safety cars. Well, you can never know with this game or this track, pretty much. So Matt, currently in P5, carrying that Williams car to some good points, to be honest, but Renault might still be up ahead in the constructors come the end of the race, with Benny in P4 and Reptile at P8. Also, Matt, when you watch this race, fix up the goddamn standings, the constructor standings too. You've got P10, P9, and P9, P10. So you got to fix it up. You got to take second 2. It's just Reptile letting some cars go through. 1.5 seconds is still the gap between Jared and Deathbro. So I think Deathbro just taking it easy, not making any mistakes, not taking any risk. You've still got about 1.4 seconds to play with. But knowing Deathbro, he wants to win this on track and not by penalties. Actually, speaking of penalties, let's see, we've got 2 penalties and 2 warnings for Jared. Deathbro has 1 penalty left on him. Ryan has 2 penalties and a warning. Benny, 2 penalties and 2 warnings. Matt, a penalty. Bazooka has 4 warnings but no penalty. Calbo, 2 penalties, and Reptile has 1 warning. So that's your penalty situation at the moment. Deathbro knocked off 2 tenths in this lap so far, coming towards the hairpin outside the tunnel. flat. Coming towards the end of lap 21 to start lap 22 of 39. It's been an interesting race. We've had 5 DNFs, all big crashes. We've had many pit stops for many drivers. Wings have been deployed. And the battle for the lead is still on as Deathbro's picking up the pace a little bit. Oh, no, he just lost a couple of tenths. What Deathbro needs to do is not take any risk at all, and he will have this win unless Jared just pulls out some manic pace at the end. Bazooka falling a bit behind is at Matt at the moment. About 6.5 seconds is the gap between the AlphaTauri and Williams driver. Kawa is nearly a minute behind Bazooka. So I think probably from, I'd say from third down is probably where everybody will probably finish. And the battle for the lead, well, that's still up in the air. 1.3 is the gap between the Mercedes and the Ferrari driver, so this is what we want in real life, but we can't get because Ferrari are just not that great in real life at the moment. Ryan, this is some screen time to New Zealand, Ryan. I know I said I want to give screen time to other drivers, not the usual suspects, but Ryan just quietly in P3. He's going about his business. In P3 is all on his own pretty much. 15 seconds is the gap between him and Deathbro and 42 seconds between him and Benny, so a world on his own at the moment. Is he catching up to a lap car of Broken Reptile? I think it is. Yes, it is. So, this is everyone. Yeah, very quiet race. Probably looking forward to get this race out of the way and looking forward to next week, which is, I think, Baku? Is Baku next week? I'm pretty sure it's Baku. Or it could be Canada. You have like Sector 2, it's just Broken Reptile, then Ryan through. Let me actually have a look. Is Baku or Canada? It's Baku. Baku is next week, so that's gonna be another interesting race next week. That castle section's gonna be, well, I'd say it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next week. Castle section, the long pit straight. Probably wasn't like the longest in F1. Now that Hanoi is into the mix. Got some blue flags happening. It's Bazooka let Jared and Deathbro through. So 2 seconds is now the gap. He's still got a second to play with, does Deathbro. 16 laps. And Deathbro gets a 3-second time penalty. And that's just all she wrote now. I think Jared will win this race. Unless Jared gets another penalty or something catastrophic happens. I'd say Jared is now into the box seat of this race. So now Deathbro probably looking for some risk taking at the moment, but doesn't want to get any front wing damage. Matt slowly but surely catching up to Benny. 10.9. The gap is down from 15 seconds. So about a 5-second gap, or 5 seconds has been knocked off the gap. Matt quietly but surely catching up to Benny. He's on 100% ERS and Benny's on 80% with the yellow fuel light. So, and Benny does have more penalties than Matt, so Matt can close that gap up a little bit. He'll be within the shadow of P4. Cowboys gets a 3-second time penalty, all on his lonesome at the moment. You'll have Benny accompany as the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped, ladies and gentlemen. Yellow flags. It's Deathbro. Deathbro's had a spin. He's got no wing. Absolute scenes is now being had, ladies and gentlemen. The rain has stopped. The track is drying. Who's going to come in for dries? Would Deathbro come in? What does Jared do? Jared stays out. What does Deathbro come in now and take a risk? No, he stays out. So the rain has stopped, ladies and gentlemen, so we will have some dry running pretty soon. So poor Deathbro was leading this race for much of it. Jared does the undercut on him and has had a spin. So 6 seconds is the gap. Both of them have 2 3-second time penalties. And I think Jared's got this unless something happens. And this will close Jared up to New Zealand running the championship. It's 58 points at the moment. The gap will come down to 48, maybe 47 if Jared has the fastest lap. Actually, it's fastest lap. Yeah, Jared does have the fastest lap. So at the moment, it's 47 points is the gap if the race were to end like this. So this has brought Ryan back into play. Does Jared come in? No, he does not. Probably still a bit too wet. Deathbro not taking any chances either. He's staying out. Brazuca 3-second time penalty. 6.5 seconds is the gap, but with that damaged front wing, that gap will just grow and grow and grow. And we got some calls for Carbo for driver of the day. Let us know in the chat. A couple of people said Carbo. Do you agree with them? Let us know what your thinks. Let us know your thoughts of driver of the day. Who driver of the day is? DRS is enabled, so it's now time for some dries. So we got Benny. Will probably be the first one to come in. So I'd say I think Stoss can go to the end from now, as Benny hits the wall a little bit. Benny's in. Yep, dries are now coming in now. Matt will be coming in. Yes, he is. So DRC Jared has a really, really good stranglehold on this race now. As he'll come in, and you know what? Calvert Ozzy's just come out. Alright, so mediums. Deathbro had a 5-second penalty, so that is interesting. So mediums for everybody, so no one's taking the soft route. As the final 2 drivers of Brazuca and a Reptile will be coming in for some fresh tyres. Lap 20 out of 39, so we've got 12 racing laps to go. Still got time for a late drama, late safety car. Well, there's Benny. And there's New Zealand Ryan. So a minute is the gap between New Zealand Ryan and Benny F1 at the moment. So I think Benny might have had a 5-second penalty, and Matt is actually flying at the moment. Soft start, yeah. I'd say, yeah, okay. So I misread the strategy then for this race. So Matt and Ben, the closest battle on track here. So we're going to have some action here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what this Williams car can do against that Renault-powered car against Benny. Matt, fast lap with a 22.1. Oh my God, Benny squirms. They're going side by side. No, they're not. Matt backs out. Benny not having the best of luck at the moment. A 119.4 he's set by DRC Jared. So we'll see some fastest laps at the moment. Another 19. Oh my God, Matt nearly hits the back of Benny. Ryan fast lap with a 17.4. As I said, fastest lap will be coming in thick and fast. Matt and Benny for P4 and 5 at the moment. Closest battle on track. Oh my God, Benny's a bit squirmy. Benny locks up a little bit. Coming through swimming pool, coming through Raskas. Oh my God. Oh, Matt's got DRS. Oh, Benny giving space back. Past that Calvo Oz, fastest lap driver today confirmed. 116.1. Absolute scenes, and Jared sets a 1 minute 13.4. Here comes Benny again as Matt's overtaking him for P4 at the moment. Calvo Oz enjoying a really good spot at the moment. 112.1 is set by New Zealand Ryan. Oh, Benny and Matt have hit each other. Let's watch this from Calvo's on board. Can Benny catch back up to Matt? Calvo looking very racy, even though he is a lap down. Oh my God. Calvo, don't turn in too early. Oh, Matt's got a 3-second time penalty. And that's just pulled out a 1.3 second gap. New Zealand Ryan is right behind, 3.3 seconds behind Deathbro, I should say, not right behind him. I think Ryan's only got 1 3-second time penalty, Jared a 111.7, so fastest lap still tumbling at the moment. Lap 31 to 39, 9 racing laps to go. Jared and Ryan swapping fastest laps at the moment. .1 seconds is the gap between Deathbro and New Zealand Ryan. It's under 3 seconds right now, so let's just actually double check. Deathbro has one penalty, 2 warnings, so on the brink of another penalty. Ryan has 2 penalties and a warning, and that's why Ryan is actually chasing down on Deathbro at the moment. So even if Ryan overtakes him, he needs to pull out a 3-second gap to Deathbro to finish second. As Calvo Oz is back into the lane, probably going to set fast lap. Yep, front wing change and soft tyres are going to be had, so you might see Calvo Oz with the fastest lap point. Ryan at 11.3. 1.8 or 1.7 is the gap between Death and Ryan. Ryan is on a mission. He's actually pretty pacey on the mediums, better than Death at the moment. The medium's not working for Deathbro. Gets another 3 seconds after this, so I'm not talking much, just watching this battle happening as we are coming towards the end of lap 32 to start lap 33. Matt and Benny getting closer once again. my god. So Ryan will have DRS. You've got DRS on death row, but not going to be useful right now. Ryan 11.2. Both of them saving up ERS. Oh, this is going to be close between these two. No. Probably Raskas is probably where the move might happen, or the chicane coming up after the tunnel. Or even into turn 1. Potentially. Here comes the Ryan. He's under half a second. No. A bit too far behind. And Jared just pulled out a 10-second gap to on death row. So the rain period was better for death row, and the dry period is better for Jared at the moment. But Jared has got this win due to the undercut. Betty 3-second time penalty, catching back up to Matt. Ryan still a bit behind death row, still frustratingly cannot get past that Ferrari bus. Lap 34.39, 6 racing laps to go. Probably a bit too late for a late safety car at the moment. Cowboys 3-second time penalty. This track is very, very hard to overtake, as I said earlier in the race. You need them to make a big mistake, as Death Row did just before the rain ended. Here comes Ryan. Oh, Ryan, another 3-second time penalty. Oh dear, that's 9 seconds of penalties. He'll stay P3. Benny's picked up another one. He has to be careful, otherwise he might get disqualified. There's a minute between Ryan and Matt, so Ryan's got a lot of tokens. He'll take sector 2. It's Brazuca. Brazuca's had a spin. Cabot is back into the pit lane. Brazuca's had a spin, but it looks like he's got front wing still. Both of them mounting that curb like no tomorrow. Cabot's back into the lane, probably. Oh, Ryan's hit the wall, but still holds on to P3. Oh, I mean, he's a minute in front of Matt, so as if Ryan's in any danger of losing P3. Cabot's back up in the back down in the P8. Reptiles up in the P7. But Cabot's with those soft competitor tyres. Benny's into the lane. He's had enough of medium. Probably going for fastest lap at the moment. He's got a massive gap between himself and Brazuca. Ryan just cannot get past this Ferrari bus at the moment. Just reading the chat, see what's going on. Lap 36 or 39 coming towards the end. Ryan and Deathbro still going out B2 and 3, but Ryan does have 9 seconds of penalties for Deathbro, and Deathbro's hit the wall, and Ryan says thank you very much. And Ryan is going to go off into the distance, and Deathbro will be actually spitting chips, and he's got no front wing, and Deathbro will be coming in. Cowboy Oz is into the pit lane once again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Death Row 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That's not what you want to see. Oh dear. So Ryan says, thank you for P2. I will happily take that. And I know there's 22 rounds in the season. We're only up to round 7, so we've got, what, 15 rounds left. I don't know if Death Bro can get New Zealand Ryan in the championship. But the man in P2 at the moment in the standings is DRC Jared. He's gaining on New Zealand Ryan. I still think it's over two race wins. You have like sector 2. It's Calbo. Calbo's had an off end. He's got front wing damage. Lap 38 of 39. 2 more laps to go. So no more safety cars will be coming out, as if we had any anyway. Ryan is going to come in for a set of softs and do fastest lap attempt. I think. Yeah, he's coming in on softs. Oh dear, Death Bro, what a race. What could have been? What can you do except for not bottling? He's probably going to be happy there's only 2 laps left and Monaco is now over. But next week, oh boy, it's Baku, the Baku City Circuit. That's going to be an interesting race. Death Bro 3-second time penalty. Probably going for fastest lap attempt potentially. Yeah. And Cowboy Oz back into the lane once again. As Reptiles lapped Cowboy Oz, so Cowboy Oz will get P8. So he's doubled his points tally here in one race. He'll get a mammoth 4 points in the driver standings. So well done to the Ferrari driver. Matt in the handy P4 carrying that Williams. Good solid points, but again, Renault will be outscoring Williams once again. Benny in 5th and Reptile in 7th. Bazooka carrying AlphaTauri as per. Edge has not scored a point at all this season. Even though he's DNF'd in P10, he will not be scoring a point as he crashed early on in the race. As we're on the final lap, Death Bro 1 minute 10.4. Let's stay on board with DRC Jared coming through swimming pool section. It's been a fantastic race for the Mercedes driver. Made the undercut work on Death Bro and just led from there. Fair play to the Mercedes driver. Comes around the final corner, does a bit of a weave, and he's going to win the Monaco Grand Prix. Does DRC Jared. Well done to the Mercedes driver. New Zealand Ryan is going to come home in P2. Matt's in 4th. Cowboy Oz, ladies and gentlemen, is in P8. Round of applause for the Ferrari driver. Even though there's 5 DNFs, it's still his best result of the season so far. Here comes New Zealand Ryan around the final corner. Probably going to have that fastest lap. Yes, he does. A 1 minute 10.1 will finish P2. Here comes Benny. He'll finish P5. 36 seconds behind. And here comes Death Bro to complete the podium. He finishes P3, even with a 5-second penalty. And Bazooka and Reptile are going to finish 6th and 7th. So here is your race winner, DRC Jared. Well done. Let us know who's your driver today. A few people have said Calbo. Well, Codemasters are given to driver today. Is that Matt? Do you agree with Codemasters, or do you have another opinion? And Jared will be actually ecstatic. He's closed the gap to New Zealand Ryan, but still 2 race wins behind Ryan in the championship standings. Death Bro, he was leading for much of the race, and then Jared did the undercut, and yeah, just a shocking second part of the race for I'm Death Bro. Here's your race results. Jared takes out the win, followed by New Zealand Ryan in P2, Death Bro in 3rd place. Then we got Is That Matt in 4th, Benny in 5th, Bazooka 6th, Broken Reptile is in 7th, Cowboy Oz is in 8th after starting 12th. The DNFers, we got Mitchie, Edge, X-Still, Savory, and B Dubstep. Jesus Christ. Still 25 seconds a year actually having a bubble. Oh, the Cowboy Oz with the 7 pit stops. So, do tune in next Monday for Baku. Not sure what the go is for Saturday. Don't know if Mitch and Charlie are coming back or what the go is. But if they are, do tune in to this Saturday actually for Monaco, because no week break for the Saturday League. Oh dear, it's gonna be horrendous. But yes, but next Monday is at Baku. So hopefully you'll be tuning in next week. I'll leave the standings at the end of the video as per usual. If Matt does it correctly, if the standings are not correctly, blame Matt. He does the standings. I just put him in the video. That's all I do. But until next Monday, hopefully Roscoe will be back and you just don't hear my annoying voice. What a race. Monaco delivered again. And yeah, looking forward to Baku. We'll see you next week. Oh, I'm out of here.